I want to start off by saying this. I just had an opportunity to interview Bill Gray, one of our veterans who's on our Commission on Veterans Affairs. We had a conversation about what it meant to him to acknowledge the service that so many of our folks in the armed forces have given for this country. We often utter the words, "Thank you for your service," but don't think about what it means, about the sacrifice to individuals who come back not as whole as they left, who suffer from the mental trauma of fighting in wars, who suffer from the family issues of them being gone for so long, putting country before their family. For so many who've lost loved ones on the battlefield that they'll never see again, their true friends. We have 42,000 veterans who live here in Montgomery County. My father is one of them. I saw the sacrifices that he made as a young man, and I still see them today. Because the impacts that war and serving our country have on individuals is great. And so when we have an opportunity to recognize, to support, and lift up these individuals who gave of themselves, we should do it with all of our might. And so we have a national campaign upon us, which is called the Operation Greenlight Campaign. And it encourages residents, businesses, and government entities to display green lights to recognize and support their veterans in their community. I became aware of the Operation Greenlight through my work with the National Association of Counties and brought it to the attention of the Maryland Department of Veterans Affairs, which embraced the opportunity and is prominently featuring this initiative on their website. Montgomery County will also be participating. I talked to the county executive and to the Commission on Veterans Affairs. I want to shout out Betsy Luking. They're going to be participating by lighting up Memorial Plaza in Rockville to honor veterans during the week of November 7th through the 13th. And most importantly, highlighting the services that we provide as a county to veterans. So many of our CVSOs in our region, those who are serving our veterans and helping them to navigate the process of getting medical, mental treatment, some of the financial resources that they're owed, is incredibly important. And we want to make sure that every single veteran knows those resources that are there for them. And I want to pause for a moment and thank our congressional partners. At the congressional level, Congressman Raskin, Congressman Trone have been incredibly supportive as our Montgomery County representatives. But I want to give a special shout out to Senator Chris Van Hollen, who has been working tirelessly to ensure that with VASH vouchers, those are veteran vouchers that ensure that those that are experiencing homelessness can actually get back on a stable pathway to being housed, is incredibly important. And Montgomery County is one of the only counties in the nation that has functional zero for our veterans because of those VASH vouchers. Incredibly important. And when President Biden just on this past August signed the PACT Act, it initiated one of the largest expansions of VA benefits in history. This includes extended VA healthcare enrollment eligibility to Vietnam era, Gulf War era, and post 9/11 veterans. But we need to make sure that the message is out there to all of our veterans that they are appreciated, that they are loved, that they are supported, and that we've got you because you had us. So with that, I'll turn it over to our county executive.
Thank you. Let me tell a quick story because I see Bill here again. Bill and I go back a long way. We go back to the end of the 60s. And Bill arrived at the University of Maryland campus and at a post office we were working on. We were putting lockers in the post office. And he was a Vietnam vet, and I think you guys could probably guess I was an anti-war protester. And we worked side by side and became friends despite differences in where we came from, because I think the important thing is to see people as people And particularly in terms of soldiers, soldiers do their job. They're asked to fight, they're asked to go out and defend their country. They do their job. We don't always agree on the wars, but you shouldn't disagree about how veterans get treated. If they've been asked to serve, they should be treated and get whatever they need to recover from the damages of war. I had other friends who went through that war and were emotionally scarred forever. That the things they saw and things they had to do left them struggling to cope with life. I've seen this up close and personal, and I feel like we have an obligation, a strong obligation, to make sure that our veterans are taken care of. The county's taken another small step in expanding our contracting, our procurement programs to give veteran preferences, to help this group find jobs and be able to get work in Montgomery County. We think that's important. We know that veterans disproportionately die younger, sooner. They disproportionately experience mental illness. They disproportionately are homeless. They have lots of things that disproportionately hit them, and at the same time, they disproportionately serve the country compared to people who did not have to go through the wars. So I feel an obligation. I'm proud of the work we've done. Thank you for bringing this program to Montgomery County. And hopefully we will continue to make sure that the county does as much as it can to help veterans cope and help veterans move forward. And we're here to help. So I just wanted to acknowledge that and say thank you. I would be reading this, but I've had drops in my eyes, and everything that small gets really blurry right now. So, but I do thank you for giving me a moment to come up and speak today. And thank you, Bill, for friendship over many years.
Well said. I just want to add some comments that on behalf of my Uncle Patricio, my cousin John, and one of my best childhood friends, Todd Benke, who are all veterans, I really just want to express my deepest appreciation and thanks to our veterans, especially here in Montgomery County. The Commission for Veterans Affairs does a fabulous job of ensuring that we provide and connect our county government, the services that our veterans need and frankly deserve. So we can never be thankful enough for the sacrifices, and I think we often forget we have an all-volunteer military force. And for those of us that come from countries where that's not the case, it's something we should never lose sight of. So thank you for being here for this proclamation, and we need to continue to recognize our veterans every day.
Chair Miller.
Thank you, Mr. President, County Exec, Mr. Reed, and the Montgomery County Council. My name is Wayne Miller. I'm a combat wounded Vietnam veteran, and I've lived in Montgomery County my whole life. And I've never seen a county love its veterans as much as Montgomery County has. And let me give you a few things that was not already explained to you about the county. The county of Montgomery County will never forget those who lived in Montgomery County, who served this country and who have died for this country and who are serving today. At the Rockville Library, there's a scroll of names and pictures of all those veterans who served that have been recorded from World War II, World War I maybe, World War I, all the way to present, my name included. At the Civic Center, there's a new Apple TV that was just put up that honors all of those. It's the Buffalo Soldier Hall that honors every day. Their names are scrolled of all those Montgomery County heroes that have served this county. We also were responsible for getting a clinic in Montgomery County to serve those veterans who couldn't go to D.C. It was a horrible drive to Washington, D.C., and the county was very, the council, Montgomery County Council on Veterans Affairs was very helpful in that, also with Van Hollen and Ike Leggett, who is a Vietnam veteran, and Reichert, and I'm sorry for rambling on, but it's just absolutely wonderful. We have a Silver Spring Vet Center that provides mental health services for all veterans and their families, post-traumatic stress disorder, military sexual trauma, suicide prevention. I'm the director at the Silver Spring Vet Center. We provide services every single day for veterans. Montgomery County also has worked very closely with the Stephen A. Cohen Clinic, who provides services to veterans and their families when they can't get services at the VA or may not be eligible. We also work with severely and disabled and temperature sensitive folks at the Seneca Park with kayaking. We're also responsible and support the canine warrior with the canine dogs. The love that comes to our council meetings, everyone there has a love that we didn't get when we came home from Vietnam. This county is our welcome home. God bless America, and thank you for letting me speak today.
All right, we're going to go ahead and read the proclamation. So, County Executive, Council President, County Executive will be on this side. I'll start off. Whereas this year, Veterans Day marks the 104th anniversary of the armistice, and we again pay tribute to those who have served our country and this community in the armed and uniformed forces, and
whereas Montgomery County extends our deepest appreciation to the members of the armed and uniformed forces past and present, and their families who sacrifice so much to keep our country safe and strong. And
whereas approximately 200,000 service members transition to civilian communities annually, and whereas there is currently an estimated 36,000 veterans living in Montgomery County that we work to promote their well-being, and
whereas a grateful county recognizes that service members may be a challenging transition to a civilian life, and whereas studies indicate that 44 to 72% of service members experience high levels of stress during transition from military to civilian life, and
whereas Montgomery County has joined the efforts of the National Association of Counties in recognizing Operation Greenlight for Veterans in their mission to show support for veterans and raise awareness about the challenges faced by many veterans and the resources that are available at the county, state, and federal level to assist veterans and their families, and
whereas a part of Operation Greenlight, which is a national initiative to support veterans, Montgomery County will light in Green Memorial Plaza in Rockville from November 7th to the 13th to send a clear message to encourage county veterans to reach out to Serving Together and other veteran service organizations for benefit information and other services. Take us home, Councilmember Rice.
Now therefore do we, our County Executive Mark Elrich, our Council President Gabe Albornoz, and myself do hereby proclaim November 7th through the 13th in support of Operation Greenlight for Veterans in Montgomery County to be a time to salute and honor the service and sacrifices of those who serve in uniform transitioning from active service. We encourage businesses and residents to join us in displaying a green light and recognize the importance of honoring all who have served. To all of our veterans, welcome home.